Hi everyone, I'm TroInfo, and today we're going to be starting a new series on how to do stuff with AI. You've been seeing so much online and in the news and everything about what AI is and what AI isn't. Robots are going to take over and all that other stuff. But I'm here to tell you one, they're not going to take over. Well, at least not tomorrow. And there's nothing to be afraid of. And if you're totally new and you don't know what to do with it, I'm going to give you some tips to get you started. So first, let's go over to the computer and we'll go from there. Let's get started with a couple of things that you need to know. So this black area around here, this is called your desktop. This folder here is also called an icon. And usually you'll have a bunch of these icons all over your desktop. Down here, this is your system tray. Your system tray has basically quick access icons that allows you to open up programs real quickly. It also has things like other programs that may be running in the background, gives you access to network, speaker, your time and date. Just some simple things to know about. With your mouse, you have a right button and a left button. That is if you're on Windows. So most things, like say this folder right here, you want to do something with it, you double click the left button and it opens it up. Other things, if you want to say view some properties, you right click on the folder to do things with it. And those things come up in the menu. Now, a lot of this stuff is going to be different on a Mac with the way that that works. We'll go over that another time. But since most of you are probably on Windows, I'm going to focus on that for right now. So, you've got a basic understanding of the desktop and how certain things work using the mouse and whatnot. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how to create a file. So let's double click and open this folder. Now you can do this on the desktop, but I suggest that you create a folder. In fact, you know what? Let me show you how to create a folder. So we have my do stuff folder here. If we right click here, we go to new folder. Boom. Have a new folder, gives you the option of giving it a name. We'll call this test for right now and done. You've just created a folder on your desktop. Now let's go over to our do stuff folder and we're going to create a file. Right click, we go to new and you go to text document. This is going to allow you to create a new text file. Important thing to note here, these last three letters after the dot are called the file's extension. It basically tells you what type of file it is. So this is a text file when we click enter. We've just created a text file. Open it up. And let me just make sure here. Boom. Open it up. And it's an empty text file. You can type whatever you want inside of it. Just some test stuff. Close it. It'll ask you to save it. And go from there. Now, one of the things we're going to need to do when doing things with AI is that you're going to need to learn how to copy and paste things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another text file here. Go to new. Now remember, I'm right clicking to get to this area. Going to new, going to text document, and I'm going to call this test2.txt. Now, we open up the file, and again, as you can see, there's nothing in there. We have our original file, we put that stuff there. So, like I was saying, one of the things that we need to learn to do is to copy and paste data. So if we just do on your keyboard, you press the Control button and the A button, it selects everything. Control button and the C button copies everything. If we go over to the text file, Control button and V paste whatever it is that we had copied. Again, that's Control A, Control C, Control V. Now, some of you are probably going, but wait, I don't see the .txt after my file. Okay, so let's do this. If you don't see the txt with the dot there, that means you're not showing extensions in your folders. So to do that, click on this little dot here where it says see more. This is left clicking. Left click here, go to options. We're going to go to view, and we're going to go down here where it says hide extensions of known file types. 9 times out of 10, yours is checked. You want to uncheck it, click apply, and then click OK. Now, for most of you who are into computers and know this, you don't actually have to click apply and click OK. You can just click OK, and that's fine. I usually just do both of them just to make sure that the changes were taken. So, we've learned how to copy and paste. Let's show you how to do that with the mouse. So we go over here. Let's, with the mouse, left click, and then go across all of the file data that's in there. And now you've highlighted it. Right click, and you have the option to copy it. And what we're going to do is go back to the other file, and we're going to go down here, and we're going to right click again with the mouse and click paste. And you can keep hitting enter and pasting. This is going to be very, very important when you get to doing stuff with ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is going to make the code for you, and you're going to have to copy and paste it into whatever file that you're going to be working on. So stop the video, give this a try, and make sure that you know how to do this before we move on. So now we have these files saved in here. Next, we're going to create a simple web page. So let's right click again, go to new, click on text document. I'm going to call this web page, but we're going to also change the .txt to .html. Windows is going to ask you if you're sure that you want to change the extension, and you say yes. And as you can see, whatever your default browser is, and for most people on Windows, if you haven't changed it, it's going to be Explorer or Edge, whatever Microsoft is calling their new browser now. So once you have that installed, that set up, right click on it, and you want to go edit with Notepad. There's not going to be anything in it, and what we're going to do is just type in hello world. Go up to file, go to save. Now let's minimize this. Now we double click on this, double left click, and you just opened a web page and it says hello world. No fancy software, no server to be set up or installed right now. You have a web page. So with this, you can start doing testing with running HTML pages that you've created with ChatGPT. You can add JavaScript and whatnot. And you can do a lot here, and you don't have to pay for any other software. It's already here and available to you. So let's close that. Now, let's see. I'm going to just check my list here. Did copy and paste. What I'm going to show you now is how to install software. Open it up, and we'll go to Google. So go to Google. I'm going to sign in right now. I'm going to type in Notepad download. Now, if you're going to start doing stuff with ChatGPT or any other programming language, you need to download Notepad++. onto your computer because this is going to help you out a lot with doing coding and doing a whole bunch of other things. Plus, if for any reason your computer crashes while you're doing something, Notepad plus plus will actually be able to save the file for you so you can recover it and view it later on. So we're going to be going to download the, see which versions they have here. We'll just click installer. As you can see, it just downloaded the file. It's going to ask you to enter your username and password depending on how you have it set up to do the installation. It's going to put in my information there, and then the installation will start. Just keep all of the defaults. Okay. I already have it running, so that's why that happened. So let's close that. Let's go back to my downloads. These are the type of things that happen when you go to do installations of software. Things don't always work out the way that you plan. You want to click this to make things easier for you later on to create a shortcut on your desktop, and boom, click finish, and it opens up. Gives you the information here on what was changed since the last version, but you've just installed software. Now, key thing here. Once you've installed the software, now if you go back to our Do Stuff folder, you right click, you have the option now to edit with Notepad. Right. Anywho, you've got that installed. Alrighty. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a quick Python file. So again, we're going to go to New, Next Document. Let's call this Python file. And we're going to change the extension to PY. Again, you're going to get the question, are you sure? Click yes. And now you've created a Python file. And again, we want to open this with Notepad++. Okay, so one of the things you may notice here is after I created that Python file, you get a different looking icon. Now, if you don't have Python installed, which you probably don't, your icon is not going to look like that. It's going to look something different. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install Python. Let's go here. And we're going to go type Python into the browser. We're going to go, welcome to Python. This is the official Python website, python.org. That's very important. So this way you don't wind up at some fake site and download the wrong thing. We're going to go over here where it says download the latest version. This is the first maintenance release, newest version. And, they make this very confusing. So we just go to downloads, click on Python 313, 313. It's downloaded. It says AMD 64.exe. Just a quick explanation of what that file means. AMD or 64, that's 64-bit Windows and AMD chips that it'll work with. It'll also work obviously with Intel. So as with before, you just double click on it and it will install. and you can say install now. Key thing when you're installing it, use admin privileges and also add Python exe to the path. What that basically means is when you're using the Python program in different folders through a command line, you don't have to constantly go to the Python file exe to run it. You can just run it from wherever you're at. So we're going to click here, here, and we're going to do an install now. Again, you're going to have to put in your password for your admin account or your admin login, and the process will start. I'll speed this up so then this way you don't have to sit here and wait. Okay, well, this probably failed because I already have Python installed. So just follow the prompts and continue with your installation. Just leave the defaults. Okay, well, that's kind of it for what I think I had to cover. Oh, you know what? No, it's not. So, one of the other things that you're going to have to get used to doing is using command line. Command line is, yep, it's the text way of using Windows. So let's do DI. Simple things like this gives you a directory and the files and folders that are in the current folder that you're in. But you're going to have to do a lot of Python and whatnot through command line so you can test your scripts and whatnot. One of the things that you'll have to do with installing binaries or whatever you want to programs for Python is a program called pip, and then you would just type install and whatever the name of the program is. We'll say, let's see, it's music. Nope, not there. But anyway, figure something out for that. We'll stop this and redo it. Okay. So yeah, to get to command line, you can click here. You just type in CMD and you click it to open it. Now, once it's open, if you right click on it, it'll give you the option to pin it to taskbar. So this way, command line will be there for you whenever you need it. So when you close it, like this, it's still there and you can open it easily. Now this is PowerShell. I really wouldn't suggest using PowerShell. I've already got the command prompt there. So let's go back here and right click on here and it will say unpin from start for me, but for you it'll say pin to start. And same thing here, unpin from taskbar. You'll be able to pin it. Okay, well, looking at my list, do, 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 do. And that's about it for right now. So thank you very much for joining. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you found this helpful, please like. And if you want to see more of the, let's see, If you want to see more, what is it going to be called? Oh, if you want to see more of this and my future videos, please subscribe. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that over again. If you found this video helpful, please like. If you'd like to see more of the videos coming out on how to do stuff with AI, please subscribe so you'll get updates whenever they come out. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.